Today I'm going to share with you a strategy that can save you tons of time in your business and personal life, and it only takes 7 minutes every single week. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably have a ton of different things going on, right? And, organizing your to-do list can be super overwhelming when you have 15, 20, 30 different things on it. And what I found is that Sundays are a really good reset day for me to go ahead and prioritize and sit down and basically reorganize everything. So that's essentially exactly what I do. I sit there with a piece of paper and I essentially split things up into two sections. So we have business at the top, we have personal life at the bottom. Now from here we're going to have a couple other sections. At the top here we have radar this week. On the far right we have radar later. And it's pretty self-explanatory, right? Radar later is just going to be things this week that, aren't necessarily top priority. Yeah, sure you can try to get them done, but they don't necessarily have to get done. However, radar this week are things that have to get done, right? So do you have a big proposal that has to get out? Do you have a big meeting that you have to prep for, right? So same thing with personal life. Do you have to take your dog to the vet, right? So it's just a good way to, kind of see exactly what's going on. Now, in the middle here, we have thoughts. Now, I'm going to touch on thoughts here in a second, but this basically gives us a very good weekly view of exactly what's going on. Now, on a daily basis, though, how do we know what to do? So that's when I take this piece of paper, or, a note card, right, and I essentially write out my top priorities for the day. And essentially what I do is I just pull from this weekly list, right? And I found that we only really need 3 things on this list, because any more than 3, it just becomes, again, super hard to get everything done. Now, yes, on some days you can add more things to this list, but never number it 4 and 5. Always do 1 and 2 to make it kind of seem like a new list. Now, back to this thoughts section. Now, thoughts are always going to be, happening, wherever you're at. If the grocery store, driving, sitting at your desk, it doesn't matter. Now, the last thing that we want, though, is for these thoughts to distract us from what we need to be doing on a daily basis, right? So what I do is I take these thoughts on a note card or on a sticky note, and I just write them out when I have them. And then instead of going and vetting them and doing the research right then and there on if it's something that I want to do or not, I, at the end of the day, take the time to do that, right? And then if it is a good idea or not, that's when I put it into this section or this section. Then at the end of the week, right, I can go and essentially, again, prioritize on Sunday where it's at. So is it something that needs to get done this week? Boom, I can put it into this into that category. Or is it something that has to get done, it's just something that has to get done later. Go into the later category. So again, this just gives a very good bird's eye view of exactly what is going on in your business and in your personal life on a daily and weekly basis without having, 30 different things on a list and without the clutter. So go ahead, give this strategy a try, and let me know in the comments how this works for you. I'll go ahead and see you in the next video.